Hello, everyone. My name is AJ, and I'm starting a podcast. This is it. Welcome. Whether you're watching the video version or you're listening on one of the platforms, this is happening. And yeah, I don't even know where to begin. My name's AJ. I've recorded this multiple times over multiple different days, but I'm very excited because I love to talk, and I think that sharing my thoughts and ideas into the world will be fun. Whether people want to listen or not, it's going to happen. So here I am. It's mainly going to be me, but there might be other people on from time to time. But for the most part, just me. I don't really know how it's going to go, and I'm not really too worried about it. I'm not really trying to plan out a bunch of stuff. I'm just trying to take one day at a time and just do something I want to do. So I am a college student. I have a class in 30-ish minutes. So for now, I just figured I'm going to do it. It is a sunny, beautiful day, which doesn't happen often, especially during December. So yeah, I'm here. It's going to be weird at first. I'm going to be awkward. I'm going to be kind of lame, but that's okay. If you're watching the video version, it's pretty much going to be the exact same thing as audio, except for you get to see my face. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I want it to be as enjoyable for a video viewer as an audio viewer. But if you are on video, you see my bedroom right now, and this is where I'm recording. And hopefully one day I will be recording in some studio or some mansion or whatever. Who knows where this will take us. Hopefully I don't sound boring. Hopefully my voice isn't weird. The podcast is called Ajhd because I don't have a confirmed case of ADHD. Who really has a confirmed case of ADHD? But my mind kind of goes all over the place sometimes. So hopefully that'll be fun for a podcast and not destructive. A lot of my friends or people that I've told about the podcast are like, how are you going to talk by yourself for like 30, 45 minutes? I just can. I talk to my brain all the time. Does that make sense? Like I'm like in my head all the time. Like if I'm bored in a class or doing whatever, I'm just constantly talking to myself. Hopefully the audio is good. We're not checking it, and I only have 30 minutes for class, so here it goes. Topics that I'll talk about on this podcast range from everything to everything because it's going to be all about me and what I want to talk about. So if I want to rant, if I want to talk about my childhood, if I want to talk about what's going on in my life currently, what's going on in the world, that's what we're going to talk about. And that's how it's going to go. I'm starting from absolute scratch. I've never done a podcast before. I've done not a lot. I've done stuff with YouTube because it's my dream to be a creator and make people laugh and make content and one day do something really impactful. So this is the start of that, hopefully. Well, if you have never known who I am before and you just randomly found this podcast, then you have no background on me. And basically, when I was like a sophomore in high school, I started doing YouTube because I've always wanted to do YouTube. I've been obsessed with YouTube since like fourth grade. My friends, family, we're all just like, we love watching YouTube. So I always wanted to make YouTube videos because I love to make people laugh. And so with my friend Mitch and we made like a ton of YouTube videos, very stagnant and like kind of all over the place, sporadic, not stagnant. And yeah, I continued that into freshman year of college a bit, but it wasn't sustainable for me. And hopefully this podcast is like something that could be sustainable or something along those lines. I don't know. I'm just going for it. And if it's not entertaining, it's not entertaining. I'm not going to say I'm doing this every day. I'm not going to say I'm doing this every week. I'm not going to say I'm sticking to any sort of schedule because I've tried so many times in the past, starting over with new things that I know that it usually flutters out or something. But hopefully this one stays. I have 3 other roommates that live in this apartment, so sometimes I'm a bit self-conscious because the walls are very thin, and if someone's home right now, they definitely are hearing me talking. But, oh well, got to get over that. Anyways, I've been wanting to do this podcast since like the summertime, and it took me until December to finally hopefully put this in action. I recorded an episode in October, but I didn't end up releasing it because it was just like really all over the place. But this one's getting released. So yeah, I know I'm saying a lot. I know I'm saying like. Hopefully, bear with me in the beginning. This is gonna go places. I'm gonna get way better at it, and yeah. So what else should I talk about? Yeah, that's kind of why I'm doing it. I just love making people laugh. So hopefully when I get into stories or get into whatever and start talking about topics or ranting and all of that, hopefully it'll make you laugh. And if you're listening to the podcast in just like the audio form or watching on a video, you'll actually be entertained. A lot of people do podcasts. I've been watching podcasts for multiple years now, and I know I have that like bubbly, energetic personality that's like willing to make you guys laugh. That's all I want to do. Like laughter is just the absolute best, and yeah, it's my goal. So I don't really know how like deep I want this podcast to be since it's just gonna be a first episode, but I'll just talk about what I like talking about, and that's just like my future. Like right now, I'm a computer science student, and I want to be something more than that one day, and I don't want to just be like doing computer science or really anything scholarly. I want to be doing my own thing, like inspiring people, making people laugh, making people happy, and that's all I want to do for a living. And when you're in college, you often are just like looking forward at your career, looking forward at what you want to do, looking into the future, but you still have the lens of like childhood. So like I'm sitting here like still I'm absolutely a kid. I do not feel like an adult. I am totally a kid, and there's so much I don't know, but the stuff I do know is you have to like go for what you want. And in order for me to I just want to make people laugh for a living, or make people happy and be able to do my own thing and not be bound to some job or some degree or some career. And that's often what really happens when you go into college or go into straight out of high school, go into a career. You just kind of go into the same old thing by the looks of it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert on the world, but yeah. I believe that if I really get better at something and get good, that I believe I can hit professional levels in whatever I want to achieve. And what I want to achieve is my dream job. And then my dream job is like being rich and famous and making people happy. I know it's not really a job. That's kind of like a description of where my life hopefully will be. But I'm just like I'm a big believer in manifestation. I'm a big believer in dreaming and going for your dreams. So this is kind of hopefully another avenue where I'm going for my dreams. Who knows, maybe in like 5 years we'll look back on this first episode of the podcast and be like, oh my God, AJ, you are famous, rich, successful, great looking, have a beautiful wife, 7 children. How do you do it all? How did you do it all? And we'll look back at this video and go, wow, he was so smart at so young and knew that his life was gonna be something amazing. I'm not saying you can't be something amazing if you're not rich or famous. That's just what I want to do. I want to be able to be rich so that I can give my friends and family and random people inspiration and give them gifts and show people that you can be anything you want to be. And you can start at the bottom and get to the top. And everyone's bottom and everyone's top is different, and that's okay. And yeah, that's kind of what I want from this podcast. Not just success, but I want happiness and to inspire others and to talk about funny topics that I want to talk about. So really, I'm just doing it for me. And I think everyone does everything. Everyone does a lot of things selfishly because it makes you feel good. If I make this podcast and I have fun with it and I'm happy and I'm able to create inspiration within others, that makes me feel good inspiring others. So when I say I'm doing it for me, I'm not like, oh yeah, I hope to be famous and rich because I want to not have to work and just sit there and bahaha, I'm better than all of you. No, that's not what I'm saying. I want to be inspiring to people because I want to show that you can go for whatever you want. And then once I'm there, continue to inspire people. And I don't know, I'm kind of all over the place. Basically, I just want to achieve something great. And I think for me, oh my God, the sunlight, for you visual watchers, the sunlight's coming in and it's like making me look weird. That's fine. I roll with the punches. I look great. Where was I? Basically, I just want to achieve something great. And I think that greatness that I want to achieve is being able to inspire others to be happy and make people laugh. Making someone laugh is the best feeling you can do in the world. If you are funny, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not funny, you have probably accidentally made someone laugh once or twice, and it is the best feeling. If you disagree, you're wrong. Making someone laugh cannot be outdone. It is the top pinnacle peak of feeling happiness. Anyways, yeah, that's how I feel about it. That's what I'm hoping to gain from this podcast. I'm hoping to gain insight. And let's say none of that happens. And let's say this only gets like 10 views an episode. And it's just me rambling on into a mic with like 10 of my friends or family listening. Oh, well. My kids will be able to watch this in the future and kind of see, oh, yeah, Dad was a crazy lunatic sitting in a apartment room just talking to a camera with a mic. So, yeah. Either way, it's a win-win. I really don't lose here, so that's pretty great, and that's why I'm doing it. If you don't know who I am, I'm just going to assume all of you don't know who I am, because if you're watching... Wow, hold on. If you're watching this, you don't know who I am. That's just my assumption. In all reality, in these first few episodes before I reach my destined fame and fortune, most of you guys know me. But if you don't know me, that's how we're going to assume things. So let me tell you a few things about myself. I am very loud. I'm very rambunctious. I'm crazy, kind of. Some interests of mine are I love to read. You can kind of see my books. This is for the video people, so if you're just listening to me in your ears, you're kind of missing out a little, but I'm going to try my best. There's a bookshelf right there that you can see in the camera that's full of books. It's really only like 8 books. But I pretty much read a book. I try to read a book every week. But I usually, like this year, I think I've read 12 or 13 books. So this year I was kind of going for a book a month. But usually I'm going to start trying to go for a book a week because I really think I love to read. I love to read, and I specifically love personal help / development books. I just drank some water. I don't know how many cuts I'm going to do on this. So we'll see. The first episode is going to hopefully be the worst episode, and hopefully it just always gets better and better and better. So stick with me. Other than reading, you could probably also see, if you're a video watcher, my computer. I have 3 screens right there and a gaming chair. I'm on my college's esports team. I play a game called League of Legends. It's really nerdy, and for most of my life, I've been kind of weird talking about video games because I have always been kind of not embarrassed of it, but kind of insecure about it. I love playing video games. I've been playing video games since I was 3. It's a big part of my childhood, and it still is. So, yeah. With this podcast, I'm hoping to grow a lot and kind of show off confidence to myself that I've built and kind of really work on it. So, hopefully that happens. Other than that, other than computer and reading, I also play guitar. This is my guitar. I love rock music. If you're not seeing my guitar because you're listening to me, it's a black Stratocaster with a bunch of stickers on it and my name, AJ. So yeah. I also really like making people laugh and trying to make content whenever I can and have the availability. I've done a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel, AJ Monster 101, and it's just really random and funny and been a good way for me to do things with my friends and stuff like that. I also love to travel. I have been on I will be on, by the end of this year, 2021, have gone on 20 different flights, which includes like connecting flights because it makes it a bigger number. So I really like to travel. I go out to the East Coast a lot. I went to Texas this year. I went to, where else did I go? Arizona. So yeah. That's another thing about me. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. I'm sure there's a lot more that you guys will learn throughout this. I don't really want to start diving into stories. Most podcasts will hopefully start with a topic or go into about my day. I don't have any sort of schedule laid out yet. I don't have any sort of topics or anything like that. But yeah, this is kind of my introductory podcast, and I'm kind of nervous about it. I hope that people watch my podcast. I'm not saying this episode. I'm just like a big dreamer. So I'm dreaming about, like, let's say I have 100 episodes. I hope that I gather an audience that aren't just people I know, because I'm kind of self-conscious displaying like my videos or anything that I make for people I know, because I worry about judgment, and I worry about just, I don't know. I don't know. So like for these first few episodes, it's probably just going to be people I know. So hi, but if you don't know me, that's awesome. Stick with it. This is just an intro podcast, and to get the ball rolling. So the ball has been rolled, and hopefully it gets better, because I'm excited, and I want to. Imagine if this were my job. Imagine if I just had to sit in front of a camera and talk into a mic. Like, people have that job. Imagine if this were my job and people are like laughing behind their headphones. Like, people give that to me. There's podcasters that I watch or listen to that literally get paid to do this, and they give me so much joy. I want to give people that joy. So hopefully, with all that, we're gonna do something big here, and hopefully it's not gonna be another one of those projects that just get failed in the end or whatever. But yeah, a lot of my friends that I've talked to about this podcast or things I've done in the past are like, oh, what's going to be your niche, or how are you going to be different from other people? I don't know. I'm just me. I'm Ajhd. So hopefully that stands me out enough. I'm not trying to compare to anyone. I'm just trying to compare to myself. So this is our baseline, guys. This is our first podcast, and everyone's going to get better, hopefully. And hopefully one day I will be able to meet my heroes, my famous heroes, and have them on the podcast. So maybe those will be the best episodes, and they're yet to come. So I don't know. This is probably all over the place, but I don't care. It's AJHD. It can be whatever I want it to be. Ooh, we should put that on a t-shirt. AJHD, make it anything I want to be. I don't know what I'm saying. But it's going to be all over the place, and I am trying to entertain people through entertaining myself, if that makes sense. If I'm happy, hopefully you guys are happy. And if I'm making myself laugh, I'm probably making you guys laugh. And at the end of the day, if nobody watches this and nobody listens to it, oh well, at least I have like a little time capsule to watch myself. I did like 10 videos last year in my dorm room, and kind of like vlog style, and I watched them last night, and they gave me so much entertainment. And I know that like one day in the future, when I'm showing my kids or even my grandkids these videos, they're just gonna think it's so funny that I was so young, or so however I talked or whatever like that. So even if nothing comes out of this podcast, that comes out of this podcast. So it's kind of like a memory in the memory bank that's stored on YouTube or Spotify or wherever this goes out to. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for episode 1, because I have to get to a class. Hopefully I'm going to be recording episode 2 soon, because this kind of got the ball rolling, and I'll see how the editing and stuff goes and how the time period is on it. But my goal is to do these somewhat daily. I'm not making any promises though, because I don't know the difficulty yet, but I'm going to try. I'm going to really try to really get good at this, and hopefully this is the benchmark of the worst, and it'll get better. When I look at my first YouTube video I ever made, it was really funny and not super structured, and just kind of was all over the place, and it was bad. And I look at some of my most recent YouTube videos that were even a year ago, and the improvement is like immense in my editing, and the improvement is immense in my storytelling and all that. And hopefully that comes with this podcast as well. Like everything, you start at a certain level and you hope to be the best you can be. And I'm probably going to notice, oh my God, I hated how that sounded, or I didn't like this part of it, or oh, I should have been more honest there. Hold on. My throat is dying talking this much. But my goal is to just be brutally honest, be transparent, be open with you guys, and make something cool that people like to watch or people like to view or I like to watch because I am my number one viewer. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for listening to episode 1 of AJHD, kind of like ADHD or AJ High Def. That's the title. So yeah, I'm out of here.